Let it go. Stop holding on to it. Because what makes up an individual, what I call myself, is a collection of memories, good or bad, reiterated over time. And that really bad thing that happened to you is the same exact process. So the fact that you recall it on a regular basis, you remember that traumatic event that happened, and you reiterate it. You relive the emotion. You're going back there every time you think about it. And as you go back there, it becomes infused into your identity more and more as time goes on. And understand that that process can be undone. Understand that there is hope as long as you put energy to letting go whatever traumatic situation happened to you. You know? And I'm talking from experience. You know, I grew up in foster care. My sister OD'd on drugs. My son was born blind, was unable to walk. And I'm just scratching the surface of things that I know I could have held on to. Things that when they first happened initially, I held on to these things. And I identified with a lot of them. It's not only that, there's, the fact that I was supposed to be a statistic that ended up in jail. I was called dumb. All these things that I identified with. And because I identified with these things and remembered these things and reiterated these things, the emotions compounded with it. And so, of course, I unconsciously acted out the emotions and the memories that I kept reiterating. For example, I felt dumb. I was called dumb. So unconsciously, I would sabotage myself. I was like, oh, I couldn't do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm too dumb. People like me don't do stuff like that. Yeah, that's because they're naturally smart. I don't know. I can't really. That stuff. That is holding you back. Let it go. Understand that you can take that process, the same process, and brute force your way out of it. For example, if you write it down, because you're most likely not going to remember when you're caught up in the emotion of feeling depressed or sad or miserable. If you write it down and brute force it and put it on your wall, and in my case, I put it on the floor, on the floor in front of the door. So when I got up out of bed and I walked through the door, I saw the note I wrote to myself the previous day, and it was, "You're not dumb, actually, Henry. You're smart. Every day, you're smart. You're not dumb. You're smart. Smart is what you do on a regular basis." And so I read more. I read more. I watched documentaries. I tried to learn. And, the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, that's how you do it. You got to let it go, and you have to brute force it, because the reality is you're going to get sucked up in the emotion, especially if you've been doing it for so long. If you've been identifying with that trauma for so long, you're going to identify with it. So you have to brute force your way out of it. And, you can do that through therapy or, write notes to yourself. But relying on you to just kind of intuitively act in your best interest is probably not the best route, and be consistent with it. Anyway, hope this helps somebody. Take care.